The invitations are out. The website is up. The YouTube stream is prepped. I'm Rene Ritchie. Thanks to CuriosityStream with Nebula for sponsoring. And yes, finally, Apple's October M1X Mac event is a go. So hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my reviews, and then punch it, Chewie. First invitations first. It says October 18, 2021, and shows an Apple logo making the jump into warp space or hyperspace, FTL, whatever your favorite science fiction franchise calls it. And I'll get to the meaning of that in a minute. But first, let's talk about that date, because Apple almost always holds their events on Tuesdays, not Mondays. The huge exception being WWDC keynotes, which are always on Mondays. But this year, Google already announced their Pixel event for the Tuesday. So rather than stepping all over it and splitting attention and coverage, Apple is getting out ahead of it by a day, which should just end up bleeding all over their attention and coverage anyway, making Monday just an easy win for Apple. But back to those invitations, because while I usually try to avoid reading any tea leaves, because Apple marketing never actually tells the graphic design department what's happening at the event, in this case, I think the tea leaves are pretty much reading themselves, especially when you consider the tagline for the event, Unleashed, as in something that has previously been roped down, constrained, held back, maybe by an old hot processor architecture, something that was blowing thermal envelopes up, but also failing to take advantage of post-big core advances. It was a leash, a giant honking x86 Intel Inside leash. A leash so bad even Intel's latest ads are forced to admit the only differentiation they can currently offer are form factor gimmicks from vendors who could just as easily do the exact same thing and better with AMD these days. But I digress. This is what's being unleashed, the Mac. Just like what they did with their ultra-low power Macs back in November, but this time with their ultra-high power Pro Macs, switching them to custom silicon, essentially taking them from normal space to hyperspace, from impulse to warp, from Intel to M1 to M1X. Now, yes, because Apple includes an AR experience in all of their invites, you have all the usual suspects hyping virtual and augmented reality, mixed reality basically, the long-expected Apple TV-like VR headset or Apple Watch-like AR glasses. And while those are certainly going to happen eventually, like in the next year or two, maybe 3, sometimes a really cool invite demo is just a really cool invite demo. And unlike previous events, we didn't even get the wicked Apple Park Superflex from Senior Vice President of Marketing Greg Joswiak, Jaws. In his tweet, this time he just went with a much more classic animation. But what a classic. And after last year's November Apple event, October is a return to the more usual pattern. And since we've already gotten those ultra low power M1 Macs, the MacBook Air and the entry-level MacBook Pro and Silver Mac Mini, that just leaves the Pros, the M1X Pros. So where M1 had 4 high efficiency cores, 4 high performance cores, 7 or 8 graphics cores, and 16 neural engine cores, M1X is rumored to have just 2 efficiency cores, but a whopping 8 high-performance cores, and an even more whopping 16 to 32 graphics cores, and maybe more neural engine cores as well. And where M1 offered 8 to 16 gigabytes of RAM and up to 2 terabytes of storage, M1X could offer up to 16 to 64 gigabytes of RAM and up to 8 terabytes of storage. And never mind people who were worried about the lack of discrete AMD graphics cards in the highest end MacBook Pros, because just the idea of all of that universal memory feeding all of those massive multi-parallel graphics cores is just ridiculous. Like nothing we've ever seen before in a laptop ridiculous. Including and especially if we see ProRes hardware accelerators like the A15 offers for the iPhone Pro. That would basically turn M1X into a portable afterburner box, just chomping through pro workloads, never mind like Jaws, but like Jaws on Hulk serum, Hulk Jaws. Likewise, where M1 offered 2 Thunderbolt controllers for 2 full-speed USB-C/Thunderbolt 3, basically USB 4 ports, M1X should offer enough for 3 full-speed USB 4 ports, as well as HDMI, SDXC, and hopefully MagSafe pass-through for internet on the power brick like the M1 iMac. And we should see all of this just slammed into a new 14-inch MacBook Pro and a new 16-inch MacBook Pro with mini LED displays like the new iPad Pro. Basically, yes, MacBook Pro XDR, Extreme Dynamic Range, maybe 10-bit. And I've got a whole entire preview ready for you on all of that, which I'll link to in the description right below the like button. Also, maybe a new Pro-level Mac Mini with pretty much the exact same specs, maybe just more of those ports. And of course, I would all caps love a new 32-inch iMac and a matching new 32-inch prosumer level cinema display from Apple to go with it. But the iMac sounds more like a 2022 product, and the display just a dream at this point. But yeah, an Apple nerd can dream. There are also rumors we might see AirPods 3 as well, which have honestly been rumored for every Apple event since last year. They're supposed to have a more AirPods Pro style design, if not feature set, like no noise cancellation. But Apple hasn't spent a second of event time on the AirPods since the original pair was announced back in 2016. Not a second. Not the AirPods 2, not the AirPods Pro, not even the AirPods Max. So what could be a big enough deal about the AirPods 3 that Apple would add them to the stream? Let me know your best guesses in the comments. And then make sure you check out my full October M1X Mac Apple event preview on Nebula, where you can watch it ad-free and sponsor-free with bonus content that I could just never fit into the YouTube version. And it's not just me, it's MKBHD, iPhondo, Georgia Dow, Jordan Harrod, Low Spec Gamer, Real Science, Ali Abdal, Epos Vox, and so many more, all ad-free, sponsor-free on Nebula, which is bundled in for free when you sign up with today's sponsor at curiositystream.com/Ritchie, or just click the link below. And right now, because you're watching this video, you can get CuriosityStream for 26% off, less than $15 a year, less than the price of a fancy bistro burger for a whole entire year. And that includes their thousands of amazing documentaries and series, like Beyond the Spotlight, which this week focuses on Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast, the world's first digital philanthropist, who, after becoming obsessed with YouTube at a really young age, built a viral video empire based on the joy he gets from helping out others, including, honestly, me, because he's been kind enough to just roast my channel, this channel, a couple of times now, and it has been utterly invaluable. He's a legit 9,000 degree YouTube IQ genius. It's just the best way to support educational creators directly, and frankly, the best damn deal in streaming today. For over 26% off CuriosityStream, less than $15 a year, and Nebula bundled in for free. Just click the button on the screen or go to curiositystream.com/Ritchie. Clicking on that button really helps out the channel, and so does hitting the playlist above for more, just so much more on the M1X Macs and all of Apple's upcoming products. So hit up that playlist, and I'll see you in the next video.